How's that, everyone? Does that sound back? Can you hear me now? Oh, you can hear me now. Yeah. I thought I turned the mic on, but I hadn't. Well, you missed the most interesting part of the whole live. I revealed all my innermost secrets, and the rest of it will just be about boring craft stuff. Yes, so I was just saying that the new products I'm going to share with you this evening are going to be live tomorrow on Create and Craft on the Let Leonie Loose shows, and I'm really excited about these products anyway because they're two collections that we've got from Kim Dello Designs, and from the fabulous Zinsky Art. So they're fabulous in their own right, but it's the first time that I've ever, I suppose, had products on Create and Craft without me. And so I feel kind of a bit nervous about it. It's really strange. I'm going to enjoy watching the shows, but also kind of not being there and not demoing with them feels a bit weird. But I think, well, I know Leonie will do an amazing job. There's no doubt about that, and it'd be good to see somebody else use them. And I think they'll be really popular. So I'm hoping they will. Because you're right, Caroline, they are very quirky and different. And I think right up Leonie Street as well, which is kind of why I wanted to put the counter together that I did for her, because I thought it would work really well with her style. So, shall I show you what they are? I'm going to go into a bit more detail. You'll have already got a really good idea of it by now, I'm sure, because you'll have been seeing some of the super samples from the design team. So you'll have already seen a lot of what we've got on offer. But let's have a quick look through them in the flesh. So let's start with the Zinsky Art collection first. And this collection came about from a set of washi tapes that we did earlier this year. And they were really, really popular. There are 5 washi tapes in total, and I think people really responded to this wide washi tape. I think it's about 45 millimeters wide, which is packed full of different Zinsky characters that she's drawn and coloured for us. And I got lots of messages from people saying they loved the washi tape and they'd love to be able to have some of these images as stamps. So that's where the A7 stamps have come from, and why they work so perfectly with the washi as well, because you've got the images on the tape. So I'm bringing this tape back. It's going to be on the show, and so there are five designs, as I was saying. So there's the wide one with all the super cool characters on, and then there's one with lots of kind of flowers on, which they can cut them out as individual elements to look fab like that, but they're really, really cute. And then there's this very, very versatile washi tape, which I think is 10 millimeters wide. It's black and white with the doodles on. They're great. It's great for just grounding everything and just using as a little accent on designs, because it's black and white, it will go with anything. Another really popular one from this set has been the one with all the words on, because again, you've got sentiments on a roll, and we know how we all love that. So as you can see here on white card, you can cut that out and use individual words to suit your project. And then you've got a fab doodly scallop border as well. So those 5 are going to be on the counter tomorrow as a bundle. But that was really the jumping off point for what we then came up with. So we kind of chose, it's really difficult to choose, but we chose kind of 4 of the characters to make into A7 stamps. And we've gone with the really cool kind of peace hippie lady, who's a kind of a bit, I think she looks a bit Frida Kahlo as well. I think you could put her with lots of flowers, and she's got that vibe to her. And then there's this really lovely one. I think this has probably been a popular one with the design team. So this is kind of called Sweetheart. Just checking the camera to make sure I'm not glaring too much at you. And this is a very cute one. She just looks really, really lovely. I'll bring that up a bit more. I'm just looking at the lag to make sure. Yeah, so you can see her without too much glare. So she's really sweet. And that one says, "You're a sweetheart." And then this one is just, this is, classic Zinsky. We've got the mermaid with the fish in her hair. So that I just, and her expression is just priceless. So that's a really lovely one. It just makes me laugh every time I see it and use it. And it's great for kind of bright colours, and her hair is just fabulous as well. And then the fourth one is this character, kind of, it says "Hey" on his shirt. It says "Nice work," and he's that kind of, um, man from the office, just saying a job well done. So he's, again, like a lot of Eleanor's characters, just got these really exaggerated features, and he's really funny. So these four A7 stamps come in the set. Of course, being A7, as many of you will know if you do artist trading cards, perfect sizing for that, but big enough for a card, which I think a lot of people are saying as individuals, the the stickers make a great accent on the envelope or inside the card, but actually maybe not big enough for a focal point. So now you've got the focal point, and you've got the washi tape as well. And then the thing that I'm really super, 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 super excited about is the sticker book. So this has taken ages to put together, and get printed and get it the way I wanted it to be. And this is just a book full of Zinsky magic. So it's just packed full of images and words that are totally unique. Really, they're just um, part of kind of Eleanor's amazing imagination. And I think there are 10 pages in here. They're cardstock stickers, so a lovely quality weight to them, and they're uncoated. So, for example, these ones here, that if you were going to use them for journaling, easy to write on and add ink to. So that's the first page, is the kind of little journaling spots. I love stickers. Do you know, when these arrived, Stephen Husband said, "You are far too old to be this excited about stickers." But we're never too old for stickers, are we? And then here's another page. Again, the characters appearing throughout. So we've got our little peace lady, we've got the office guy, but lots more. Again, characters that are in the washi tape. So fantastic. I think I did count, but I'm not confident enough in my counting to put it in black and white. But I think I came to 239 stickers in this book, and it's certainly over 200. So hopefully you'll get plenty of uses out of them. Again, very eclectic mix, all these really cute little kind of beach houses or huts, birds, kind of flowers. So there are focal point and accent stickers in here. I think this lady's one of my faves. This I've used her, but she's, again, big enough to be a focal point on a card, and because it is that uncoated cardstock, then it will work really well on your projects or your inky backgrounds. In fact, the design team have been complaining about the fact that they've only had one of these sticker books to work with, and it's the kind of thing where you need at least two, because there's only one of each page. So you start to kind of hoard your favorite images. More of these fab characters, again, characters from the washi here, little speech or thought bubbles, a good size. I really wanted to have a good mix on here of things like these four characters that could be the focal point on a card. They're really thick stickers, Roxy Lee, so they really are a nice weight. I mean, if you wanted to put them onto cardstock, you could, but they absolutely hold their own. I can't remember what the GSM of them was, but I wanted them to be a good embellishment. Obviously, we've got the little flower elements here that are in the washi tape. So the idea is all of this works together. We've got a sticker strip here, which is the same as the doodle washi tape. Those of you who got the Making Waves collection earlier in this year from Zinsky Art might recognise some of the elements from that, like the submarine. So it'll work with things you've already got. This little character is just hysterical. So there she's got got a bit of a do going on with her purple hair. So again, a bit of a goth character. You know, if you're making cards for other people, then there's bound to be a character in here that kind of is going to work for them. And of course, you've got the little sweetheart image again. So you've got it in so many different formats in this bundle. And then I think the last 2 pages are just priceless because they are just pages of sentiments, but they are totally unique sentiments. You know, I would, hi Julie, don't you worry, we'll catch you up. You know, I don't think you're going to find sentiments that are anything like this anywhere. And they were, you know, Eleanor and I were back and forth about them and laughing about, you know, what could we put on there? But I mean, she's got mad as a box of frogs. My favourite word, discombobulated. We've got, now I've never heard anybody say this, but Eleanor was adamant that this should be in the sticker book. Blow me down with a plastic daffodil. I'll leave you to work out an occasion that will work for. But there are nice ones like Fancy a Brew, Clever Clogs, Smile, Love You More. So there's ones which will work potentially more for greeting cards, and there are other ones where if you've got planners or you've got journal pages, will help you tell a story. But they really are. They are just. I will say, I don't think I've seen anything quite like this. I've got Bad Hair Day. So again, for scrapbookers, they're great little phrases that might well kind of go with images, with photos you're using on your page. So there's one page of it in white and another page in black. So hopefully, you know, you've got plenty of sentiments between the 2 pages for use there. And if you've got those, combined with the washi with all the individual words, you've got no end of ways of just adding words to your projects super quickly. But yeah, it's worth the read. Just the sentiments alone in the sticker book are worth the read. And then on the back of the sticker book, you've got all the pages there, just giving you a breakdown of the contents. So we're really, really proud of the sticker book. I can tell you it's been a bit of a labour of love. I've got lots of stock of it. I've got quite a lot on Create and Craft tomorrow, but also I'll still have stock on my shop on Friday when things release on Funky Fossil. So when you get to Create and Craft and you don't want to go necessarily for a full bundle, or you want a second sticker book to keep, then don't worry about this having run out by the time we get to Friday and it being available on the shop. But the way it will be bundled up on Create and Craft is it'll be the washi, the stickers, and a lovely 4 characters. So hopefully you like that bundle. It is, I think, very unusual, and is a lovely way to finish the year from a Zinsky art perspective, because she's done such fabulous collections for us this year. And I think this is, you know, I think I've called it Zinsky's World, and that's kind of what it sums it up as, really. And then the other release, the collection that's going to be on tomorrow, that I wanted to just quickly talk you through. And I'm very conscious of time as well, because I want to ensure that I kind of don't bump into Emma. Emma Blake's doing her live at 8. I think she's on Facebook at 8, isn't she? So I don't want to encroach on her time. I've actually put this live back from yesterday. I was going to do it on Monday, which is going to be my usual slot for a YouTube live, because Tony was doing the reveal of her wonderful magazine, which is also going live tomorrow, and I'm really excited about. And then she said to me, "Oh, I'm live tonight as well at 7." I was like, "Oh, I should have just stuck with Monday and gone ahead with it." So this second collection is by Kim Dello. Hopefully, lots of you will have heard of Kim already. She's an amazing mixed media artist. And this is her second collection with us. So she had Make Art earlier, only a few months ago. And this collection, we've gone one better in that, as well as stamps and stencils, we've also included some stunning papers and washi with this. So this will be on the counter with Leonie tomorrow. I'm so excited about the paper. I'm going to start there first. And I've got it in 8x8 and 6x6. So, and you can see already, hopefully you can see already from, if my lighting's not too dodgy, um, how lovely it is. Just the colours in it are just stunning. So it's a really strong mix of teals and magentas. And it's got lots of the imagery in it, as you'll see in a second, that also follows through on the stamps as well. So will work well. There's lots of elements in here you can just cut out directly and use on your projects. I love this one. It's almost like kind of got a block pattern. You can cut out the blocks. I think Laura's made a card doing that, where you kind of can cut the blocks out, make a patchwork of your own. This is like a jelly print with the fern design in amongst the other colours. But the one thing with Kim is she's totally not afraid of colour and strong colours, strong lines, and but she's married them together here in a really lovely way. You know, they're very usable. So this has actually got the the Word Texture A6 stamp that came out earlier in the year. You can see that featuring here. So it will work beautifully with that previous collection. And then this one's a really soft and playful page with those kind of soft pinks and yellows. Oh, just love it. And then that same block design, but in these blues and teals as well. So it's a really kind of although it's a very cohesive paper pad, there's some real range there as well. And look at this one again with that almost like bubble wrap design in it, doodling in the background, lovely, lovely moody blues. And this one I think is my favourite page because I've been cutting this fern out and using it as foliage on projects. So you know, you can use that as an element in its own right. More blues and greens. And then this one is featuring the stamp images from the stamp set. I think that's the whole one. So I've got it in 8x8 and 6x6. I think it's 8x8 on the counter tomorrow, but I'm sure the 6x6 is available somewhere on the counter. If not, it certainly will be with me on Friday. So let me show you the stamps. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the papers. Oh, the stencil, is that the scallops? Yeah, it's a gorgeous stencil. So this is really different, isn't it? I know that any of you that watch me on How to Craft Network, this is another very different collection to the Dream Catchers and the Midnight Garden with the florals. So, you know, again, a completely different change in style here, but I think equally gorgeous. So here's the A5 stamp set, and it's got these kind of two large flowers, obviously on the stems, a big and little big bloom, a lovely scallop border, which I've used actually a lot, some sentiments, etc. So again, very usable. I've done a lot of stamping out on the pattern paper and cutting out flowers because they're big enough to work really well against those papers. Alternatively, I've like stamped the flowers and then use different flower heads on over these. So again, you don't need to necessarily use those as the flower heads if you want to change up the top of the flower. So again, florals always work well, but these are really quirky and strong line art from Kim. And then what else have we got? What else? Then we've got this amazing A6 stamp set. So this is called Grungy Circles, quite obviously why. And this stamps out brilliantly. Again, not one of those lovely stamps where you don't need to worry too much about perfect, because the idea is it's giving you texture in the background and a nice big A6 surface to give you a good coverage. And abstract enough that, you know, you don't need to worry too much about lining it up. The lines aren't really designed to be kind of perfectly tessellated. And then two stencils. One is the scallop, which is beautiful. I will say though, between you and me, it's a nightmare for the laser cutter. I've been cutting this stencil for the show tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, it's a challenging one, but it is worth it for sure. Oh, thank you, Roxila. Yeah, exactly. So if you've got a big, strong background stamp, it's always worth stamping it onto papers and then die cutting it, because, you know, again, you can scale it down to your project. It doesn't always need to be full size. So yeah, this scallop corner, is really, really versatile. I've got one here inked up, which I'll probably use if I get time for a demo, if I don't witter on too long at you. But it inks beautifully. It's one where you have to be a bit careful in terms of inking. I would always, on this one, I would try and ink in the direction of the stencil, just because the brushes work really well with it, but there is quite a lot of fine work in line art in here. But then you see, I'm getting excited now, if you ink it up and then do what I did here, which is then just spritz the inky stencil again and press it into plain white card, then you get that lovely kind of almost opposite impression. So there are loads of looks you can get with this one. And I like the fact it doesn't cover the whole stencil, so you can just say get a nice scalloped edge as well. I could talk about this stencil for ages. I'm sure you can tell. And then this is the final stencil. Actually, it's not the final stencil that's new tomorrow. I'll show you another one in a second. But this one's Doodle Roses. And in putting this one together, I kind of took some of the line art from Make Art, where Kim had done a big kind of doodly style rose, and we just joined those together to create this. This is really versatile stencil. I would love, yeah, Roxy Lee, that's what I'm thinking of, using the scallops with the mermaid, actually. I would love to show you a sample I've made with this, but unfortunately all my samples have gone down to Create and Craft for the counter tomorrow. So we'll have to do another live with it and talk through the samples. But this is a great, I just like the fact there's some open space here with this stencil, and the fact that you can ink one part and then cut around it. So again, it's giving you options on how you use it. And how rude, the thing that I have forgotten to tell you about with this bundle, which goes perfectly with the papers, is a set of 3 washi. So we've got 2 of 30mm wide and 1 15, and you can see directly lifted from the paper pads, and they're just beautiful because they're abstract. Great for just tearing and adding elements to it, creating borders around your projects. Yeah, these are really forgiving washi tapes in terms of giving you those extra little touches of colour and design. And I wanted one in kind of each of the 3 main colours of the paper pads. So, but they say they are a direct lift from the patterns in the papers. And you probably won't be able to see in this lighting. But this pale one's gorgeous because it's almost like you can almost see white acrylic paint in it as well when you've got it on a kind of a coloured surface. Some of the white elements show through too. So those are my 2 bundles for tomorrow. As I say, some of the older Zinsky art and the previous collection from Kim are also going to be on the counter, because Leonie's got 2 shows, 11 and 3. So there are other things from both of them on the counters during the 2 shows, but they're things you've seen before, so I won't kind of take your time up with those. But I have added a new stencil. She's got the Cozy Kitchen paper pad and stamps, and I've added a new stencil to that, which is one of these layered stencils. So will you indulge me a second while I just quickly ink this up so you can see what it looks like? And then I'll see if I can make a quick card as well. You can bear with me. So this is it. So this is just such a cute stencil. Just got a bit of stray mylar there. With just all these little pots and pans in the background. It just makes me smile. Let me have a quick think, colour-wise, what I can pull out of my tray. And how are you all, by the way? I've been super excited to show you everything, but then not asked how you're all getting on. You're well. Oh, hi, Donna. Your video the other day, Purdy Wink's video, brilliant, really good. Well done on that. Thank you for sharing it. So I'll use some crackling campfire. I'm not looking for a perfect finish, but I think with these layered stencils, sometimes it's hard to actually see what they're about without seeing them inked up. Have you been over watching Tony Donna, missing part two of the Weekender release. She said she wasn't going to be on long tonight, so I thought I'd take a risk. I hope I'm not wobbling the camera too much here. Just oh, do you know what? I've got one of the ink pad grips off to my right. I'm not using it. Oh yes. I'll do before I go off, Donna. I'll do a very, very, very quick run through because I know some of you will be joining after Tony's gone off air. Hiya, Jane. No, I understand completely. She said she was going to kind of tell people to come and see me after her. It's just so hard these days to find a slot where somebody's not live, and I don't like to kind of jump into people's different spaces, but then you can't find a slot where you're not going to bump into somebody. Yeah, I will. I will do a quick recap, Donna. Don't you worry. So really, I'm just literally very quickly showing off a layered stencil that's going to be part of a bundle tomorrow, which isn't one of the new release bundles. It's the Cozy Kitchen stamps and stencils and papers from Zinsky Art. But I wanted to add this layered stencil to the bundle. It's not been on before, so I thought, again, it's as easy to show at your Inktop than it is to try and explain it. And then we'll get on to the proper new product. I know. Don't you worry, Jane. I'd be torn as well. I nearly said I'd start late, but I thought I'll keep messing people about. So, hi, Lynn. As Tony just sent you across. That's really kind. And of course, she's on Create and Craft tomorrow. I'm gutted I won't see it because obviously Leonie's doing the shows for me, but I like it on days when we happen to be down there at the same time. Right, so this is the second layer, really easy to line up. You can see already underneath the elements that I've already inked up, and I don't think there's a right and wrong in terms of which layer you go with first, because they're not layering over each other in quite the way that some layered stencils do. I tend to like to go with the bigger solid images first, purely because it gives me more places where I can kind of line up the layer above, if that makes sense. I do, Caroline. I do like layering stencils. I just like the fact that it makes it easy to have multicolored designs without needing to kind of have laser precision with your inking in terms of picking out the bits that you want to be different colors. So, I mean, if I wanted to go in here and do, for example, the cutlery in grey, it would be easier on this one because there's a lot more space around those elements than if they're all on the one layer. You're getting motion sickness. I'm feeling a bit dizzy just with the way this camera's moving above me. My desk. I've told Mr. G he needs to get this sorted out. Right. I said I wasn't going to go for perfect, and then, of course, I spend ages inking it up. I'll use it, you see. I'll use it in another project, so I might as well have it worth keeping a hold of. So can you see that, how it kind of comes to life? It's almost like a bit of a 50s or a 60s style to it. Maybe it's just the colours I've chosen on it there, but hopefully that yellow is not too faint. And you can see, I just think that's so cute. So it'll be in the Cozy Days or Cozy Kitchen bundle tomorrow with Leonie at 3 and 7. But if some of you have already got that collection from Zinsky and don't obviously want to buy a whole collection just for a stencil, then of course this will be available on my website from Friday. So it's the only new of that bundle that hasn't been on before. But I couldn't resist adding it on because it just I think it's a great one. But if you want just a stencil, fabulous for baking cards and kind of really unusual. It works well by itself, doesn't it? Really, you could just put a sentiment on that and it would work. So yeah, so that's yes, Jane. Emma's on at 8. Hiya, Mary. Lovely to see you. Happy birthday for the other day. Yeah, Emma's on at 8, so I have said I'm trying not to bump into her time as well because you've got a busy evening. You've got to be everywhere. Right. So that was just a new stencil that I thought I'd show you, just because I think it's fun. And then let's try and make a quick card. You can give me your votes, ladies and gents, as to which of these cuties that you want me to put into a card. So we've got Sweetheart, we've got the A7 Sweetheart stamp, we've got the Peace Hippie Lady, or we've got the Mermaid. So I can make any of those three, as if by magic, into a card before I do a quick recap and then leave you to head on your way to see Emma. Sweetheart, Caroline. I know, and Alicia as well. I think that's been one of your favourites, Alicia, hasn't it, sweetheart? Oh, look at that. Oh, well, Julie, you're too late with your mermaid. I will promise. I'm definitely coming back on next Monday at 7. I'm going to make Monday at 7 as my regular slot, so I don't kind of confuse everybody. And I promise I will be revisiting these A7 characters, but we'll go with Sweetheart for now. And really what I've done already, and this is just what I do all the time when making cards and kind of trying to get myself started, is I've just used some mop-up backgrounds. So this is the Grungy Circles A6 stamp, but this is a secondary impression I took where I just spritzed the stamp to get the to clean it and get the ink off. So this is a kind of watery version of that. I've got an ink splattery background here that was a mop-up. And I don't know if you can catch it on camera actually, but I've got some of that herringbone stencil that's in the Dreamcatchers collection on How to Craft Network at the moment. And that literally was based on the fact that I was cleaning up from this stamp where I'd sprayed through the stencil with Pearly Winks, the Pearl Mist. And then after I'd done that, I pressed this background into it. So always making backgrounds. But I think this is the background I will use with our Sweetheart. I can't even remember what colours they are. Obviously pinks and reds, and then I've got some confetti splatters on there in reds and golds. So this is going to be a nice quick card. So I want to add our Sweetheart to it. And she's in pinks and yellows, isn't she? So she'll go. And I thought she will work well with the Floating Hearts dies. So again, those of you that do watch How to Craft Network will have seen this die set already. 2 different dies. So here's the other one. I don't think I've really shown that one very much. Cut out. And I will be releasing those on my site on Friday as well. So if you didn't want the whole Dreamcatcher collection from How to Craft Network, you'll be able to get that die set from me come Friday. And they're just beautiful. So as you can see here, I've cut this one out from part of that same splattery background. So again, use your offcuts of backgrounds to create your matching dies. They're really sweet. Yeah, it is. I think it's just going to go with so many accents, so many different kind of characters and designs. I will tell you, or just keep it to yourselves, but I've got a little Valentine's gnome coming from Charlotte. If you've seen from Charlotte Blackwood, if you've seen the gnome collections, I've just got an A7 one, Gnomeo, I'm calling him. And I just think this will be fabulous with him because he's holding a big heart. And then I just think having these dies behind him will work really well. Giving away all my secrets. So now, of course, if I put this on here, it's just going to get a bit lost, isn't it? So let's add a little bit of a bit of a gold drop shadow to it. I don't want it to be too visible, because obviously we've got our lovely character that I don't want to get lost against the background. So I'll just add a bit of a drop shadow. Oh, did you get the dream catcher, Donna? Thank you. Um, I think I think I'm going to have enough of the Midnight Garden, the papers, to put them on my shop on Friday. I'm not sure if I've got enough of the stamp sets to put them live on Friday, because I've got a show on How to Craft Network next Tuesday. So I'll be doing some more demos with the dream catchers then, if you fancy tuning in to see. But if you want a second paper pad just as a standalone item, then I should be able to list some of those on Friday as part of the release. It's been a really popular paper pad, that. So hopefully I've got enough gold showing through there. I think so, haven't I? Subtle. Very out character, subtle. There we go, move that. There we go, a bit of gold, just hopefully you can see that. I'm just yeah, you'll have to make a video with the Dreamcatcher now, Donna. We'll all be wanting videos from you. Oh, and also, I don't know if any of you've seen on the group, Carol Ann's shared a fabulous video using the Forest Glade stencil. She's done some amazing cards and projects with that, and is the main culprit in me getting that design as a die. So that will be out later this month, towards the end of this month. The Forest Glade stencil will be in a die form. So watch out for that coming out. I didn't want to wait till the new year for it, because I just think it's a lovely die to be using at this time of year as well. So, but yeah, it's a fab video, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to all of you for sharing your inspiration. It is fabulous to see. So we've got our lovely sweetheart with the hearts behind her. Let's add a bit of washi to ground this young lady, so she's not floating in a pink bubble. Should I go all the way across? No, I won't go all the way across the bottom. So this is what I mean about this. This is, again, it's a part of the Zinsky collection. Which way? Go that way. The 5 washi tapes that will be part of that bundle. And this is one of those where it just looks, because it's washi tape and because it melts into your kind of base layer, it just looks like you've drawn some lines onto the project, which I think is always great. Some more washi tape there for you, Donna, to work with. Right, let's get this young lady put up on a bit of foam tape. Oh, thank you, Mary. Yes, it will, Steph. It will. Yes, so anybody that gets my newsletter, Roxy Lee has not been successful in that regard, but I will tell you all now, in case you don't get my newsletter. We're taking part, Funky Fossil's taking part in a blog hop event called by Coffee Loving Card Makers. It runs all week. It was from the 11th to the 18th of November. And as a sponsor of that blog hop, I've put a discount code on my shop. If you use the code F, and I'll put it again on Facebook, or maybe Ali will for me. If you use the code FF Coffee at checkout up until midnight on Friday, you'll get 20% off your basket. And that will apply to the new products that I'm releasing on Friday. So heads up for those of you. I'm not publicising it too widely, but absolutely, Steph, if you want to use, and you can have as many uses of that code while it's live as you want to. You don't need to wait to Friday if there's something else you fancy. But yeah, it will apply to the new release. Mr. G told me I hadn't thought that one through. So I like everyone to, and it's a time of year, isn't it, when you need your discounts because we're all spending on other things as well. Roxy Lee, I send a newsletter out every week. It's minimum at weekly. I rarely send more than one a week unless there's some particular event or thing I want to kind of highlight to you, because I don't like to kind of bombard your inbox. But oh, thanks, Ali. Yeah, so it's all caps FF Coffee, 20% off everything in the shop, and that includes stuff that's on sale as well. But particularly if you're interested in the new products on Friday, you'll get a discount off those. So I've just got my sticker book here, and I'm just trying to think what will work well with this young lady. And I could go, I just think I'm going to go moi, because that kind of goes with her flow of hearts, doesn't it? And then we'll mount this up, because then I want to do a very quick recap for those of you that want to stay on to see the new products before you go off to visit another crafter. Jane, and Julie, the newsletter, if you go, I'll put something on Facebook about this because it's not very easy to find on the shop. But if you click on the About tab on the Funky Fossil shop and scroll right to the bottom of that page, it gives you the option of signing up for newsletter with your email address. So yeah, if you want to put your details in there, certainly any new releases, any discounts, and quite often I try and put in little cheeky subscriber discounts just for those people who are receiving the newsletter. So it's definitely worth signing up for, and I promise you I won't kind of fill your inbox on a daily basis. So I'm just going to get a black mat going here. I don't even know what I'm doing in terms of the dimensions. Let's hope this will work. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Does that help, ladies, with the newsletter? Oh, well, I will put something on the Facebook page because I think it probably is quite a well-kept secret. So here we go. So will anybody be around to watch Leonie on Create and Craft tomorrow? I'll be watching nervously, and then obviously we've got Tony's Fab magazine launching as well, haven't we? So I'll be watching a lot of the day, I think. Just trying to hold that down a bit. As a super quick card, I appreciate I've got the actual image already coloured and cut out, but I do that quite often with my images. That's, I mean, how just sweet and effective is that? You think you do get it, Julie? Sometimes, I don't know whether it's the same for all of you, but sometimes I sign up for newsletters and I get them for a kind of few weeks or months, and then they suddenly decide to redirect them into spam. So sometimes you might think, if I've not heard from somebody for a little while that I thought I got a newsletter from, it might be worth checking whether I've randomly gone into the spam area. There we go. So there's the card made with just one of the A7 stamps, the Zinsky Art stamps, sticker, washi, floating heart dies. And say, I did that in a few minutes, didn't I? So hopefully you can see that these kind of A7 designs, perfect. I mean, you go on a bigger card, of course, but they are perfect for your A6 cards or your ATCs. And they are certainly characters that I don't think you'll see in many other places. So I hope you like that. For those of you that want to stay on for another 5 minutes or so, I'll do a recap. But obviously, for those of you that have already kind of sat through me talking about the release, then you may well decide you've had enough. And if that is the case, thank you for joining me, and I shall see you hopefully next Monday when I'll do my next live again with some of this new product. So you'll see me playing with it plenty more times. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I know, Donna. 10 minutes left. Honestly, I'm keeping an eye on the time. So here's my first recap for those of you that are still watching. I've got two fab new collections coming on to Create and Craft tomorrow with Leonie, so I won't be there to demo, making me very nervous. And this first one is it's called Zinski's World, and it's kind of came about from this set of washi tapes that I released earlier this year, which were really popular, and hopefully, and these will be part of the bundle, but hopefully you'll see where the inspirations come from. So there's a 45mm washi tape at the top, packed full of characters. I think there are 14 or 15 characters before this washi tape repeats, and everyone loved it, and they loved all the different kind of people that featured on there, from all drawn by Eleanor. And this is what then led to people saying they'd like some of these images a little bit bigger to make in stamp format, and that is see you, Roxy Lee, night, and that is what led us to putting this collection together. But in terms of the 5 washi tapes, there's that one. There's one full of flowers. There's the one that I've just shown you on this card, which is like a doodly line. There's a super versatile one, which again is full of words, which you've seen me use different versions of this so often. It's that nice way of putting it onto white card, and you've got your sentiments and a doodle border. So this is a set of 5 washies called Zinsky on a Roll that's part of the collection. And so it was really hard choosing which of the 4 characters we were going to use as our first set of stamps, but you've seen Sweetheart already, and you've seen our hippie lady, and we've also got, actually you can't see him on the washi, but he is on the washi, is Office Guy as I call him, so he looks like really kind of cheesy. It's a nice work. And then there's a super cute mermaid with the fish in her hair, who I think has been very popular with lots of people. Thanks, Maxine. See you soon. And then the thing I'm super excited about with this collection is the sticker book. And you've just seen me use one of the stickers, and I'll zip through it at speed. There's over 200 stickers in here, but they're a lovely thick kind of cardstock sticker, uncoated, perfect for writing on. As you can see, this first page kind of has some journaling spots, if that's how you want to use them, where you can write sentiments on them. And then it's just jammed pack full of Eleanor's unique imagination, and you'll see characters from the washi tape appear in it, so you've got them in sticker form as well as on the washi, and then you've got lots of little accent images and the kind of the little beach huts, etc. Bigger images, I was saying earlier, ones like this, which are just fabulous for kind of being a focal point in their own right. I didn't know how much I love stickers until I got this book, I'll tell you that. More kind of fabby characters, big enough to be focal points. We've got all different scales of sticker in here. More, again, brilliant expressions. So the lady's drinking tea or coffee, and then they're drinking wine. Images that have also appeared in some other collections, like making waves with submarine, the flowers that are in the washi tape, some of that doodle washi tape but in sticker form. So you can see how it all works together. Again, more of these fabulous characters. There's Sweetheart but in sticker format. And then at the back there are 2 pages, one white and one black, of amazing sentiments. Again, completely unique. Things like Whoopsie Daisy, Mad as a Box of Frogs, Lots and Billions. They're just things that I think will make you smile and work for scrapbooking and cards and journaling and so much. So this for me is just a fabulous addition to our range, because I've never done stickers before. And I was saying earlier, we've got loads of stock of this, and so it definitely won't sell out on Leonie because I haven't allocated all my stock to Create and Craft. So if you want to come back to the shop on Friday and get an additional set, additional sticker book, I'll definitely still have those. And then 5 minutes left on a, where's my other collection gone? There it is. And then the other collection is by Kim Dello, Dello Designs. She's amazing, amazing mixed media artist. This is her second collection with us. And it's the first time she's done papers. She's done an 8x8 and a 6x6 paper pads, which are lush, along with matching washi tapes. Lots of washi there for you, Donna. Yeah, I like her with the big purple hair. She's the right kind of goth. Stamps and stencils. So I'll give you a very quick flick through the paper pads. This is very abstract, bold colours, real teals and magentas, real rich depth in them already because they've got the layers in there. And just, yeah, you could just kind of drown in these papers. They're gorgeous. I love this one with the pinks and yellows because it's a lot kind of lighter, more delicate than the other colourways. So they're kind of gel prints, they're acrylic paint. You can see all the different layers on these papers. Obviously, Kim's put them together from her own artwork. And they feature as well some of the imagery from the stamp sets. So let me show you the stamp sets because you'll see how they connect up. So this is the A5 stamp set. So you can see these big flower and smaller version. They appear in here. So you can see, I mean, I've cut quite a lot of the flowers out of this just actually as elements. You can see them here and here. So again, the imagery is kind of repeating, and these fab tall flowers as well. So florals, of course, but really kind of inky and artsy floral. So I think quite different to certainly anything I already have. And because she uses a lot of kind of acrylic inks in her drawing and her doodling, they've got a really kind of strong line art. So even if you're using really bright and bold papers, I stamp these onto the papers and cut them out and they don't get lost. And the A6 that will be part of this bundle is called Grungy Circles. And does what it says on the tin. It's Grungy Circles. Fabulous for kind of creating those abstract backgrounds. And this is one, as I said earlier, I've stamped out as a cleaning the stamp. So it's great, even if you don't get a perfect impression, you've got texture behind your images. And then I've told you about the washi, haven't I? Washi that goes with the papers. I feel like you're going to cut me off at 8. And then there are 2 stencils in this collection. There's a scallop corner, beautiful detailed stencil, which I think I've already shown you how I've got that inked up. And then Doodle Roses, which is an image I've taken from an earlier stamp set by Kim and just linked it together. And this is a great one because you could ink it and maybe cut round it and have just elements of it on your project. But you've got that nice space in between the 2 corners if you want to keep that for sentiments or something as more of a focal point. And that, I think, is my quick recap of the products that I was talking through at the very beginning of the video. So these are the 2 new bundles. There are other Zinsky art and also the previous version bundle from Kim on the counters with Leonie tomorrow. But these are the 2 probably that have kind of got the new product that I haven't put on my stock at my shop yet either. And they'll be going on my shop on Friday. But I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what Leonie does with them. And I hope you'll enjoy seeing her demos. I'll certainly demo with them again on Monday on my next live. Hopefully maybe record some YouTube videos as well. And any feedback from you would be great. Whether you want more of the A7 Zinsky characters, just send me your thoughts when you've got time, or leave comments, after the video on here. And thank you. I'm not taking them to How to Craft Network next week, Jane. No, my show next Tuesday will be my follow-up show with the Dreamcatchers. I might try and sneak the sticker book in at some point before Christmas on How to Craft Network. But for now, it'll be Dreamcatchers on How to Craft. All of this on Create and Craft. And yeah, I shall see you again next Monday here. How to Craft Network on Tuesday. And in between times, have a wonderful week. And thank you for spending time with me. And let's all head on over to see our Emma at 8 o'clock. Thank you again for spending your evening with me today. Good to see you and see you again soon. I still don't know how to turn the damn thing off. Right. Have you gone away yet? Oh, don't do that, Donna. I can't turn it off. I don't know where it goes. I'm going to turn off my phone. Oh, wait a sec. There you go. Bye, everyone.